It's becoming more and more dangerous to live in America. The murder rate keeps going up. The Times of London recently described America's violence in an editorial called Murderous America as hard to pinpoint and seemingly impossible to cure. Some blame the aggressive and independent nature of our society, and some blame our abundance of guns for our troubles. Tonight, in Part 3 of my Project 7 report, I take a look at crime and guns on the wrong side of the law. There are 48 murders and nearly 3,000 violent crimes every day in this country, according to the FBI. Roughly half of them involve guns. In Seattle recently, a crazed gunman opened fire in a crowded bar, killing 2 people. In New York, 1,800 persons were murdered in cold blood last year. And Miami violence is so out of hand, police are urging citizens to arm themselves, saying they can no longer protect the public. The homeowners are killing as many would-be attackers as police are. And a Miami judge recently pulled out a .357 Magnum in the courtroom to have quiet a rowdy defendant who was finally subdued by handcuffs, leg irons, and 14 deputies. Here in Denver, the situation isn't that bad yet, but the trend is just as scary. Last year, 98 people were murdered here, the highest tally ever. That's nearly 50% more homicides than in 1979. 48 of last year's murders involve guns. There were also more firearm convictions in '79 in Denver than ever before, nearly 1,100 of them. The crime lab here displays over 1,000 firearms used in Denver crimes to help victims identify weapons used against them.
Well, most often used firearms are the cheaper .22s, similar to this Omega we have here. They're very cheap, easy to get.
Many guns used in crimes are stolen or illegal, but often they're illegally purchased, just registered in someone else's name. By filling out a form and claiming a clean record, almost any weapon can be bought in most cities like Denver in a matter of minutes.
Well, right now the only type of weapons that the average person couldn't buy is a full automatic. These are controlled by the federal government. To purchase a full automatic weapon, you have to have special permits. But you really don't need a full automatic weapon to commit a violent crime. Any weapon that will shoot, obviously, is all that's necessary.
Would the policemen on our streets feel safer with stricter gun laws? Chief Art Dill.
No.
Why?
Because here are the circumstances that are involved. We already have enough laws on the books. It's more the adjudication of the laws that we presently have and the carrying through of the process rather than an individual getting a slap on the wrist and then going out and committing that same act again a week or a month or a year later.
But Chief Dill says he does favor a mandatory sentencing of criminals using guns and a cooling-off period where police would have a week or so to check a purchaser's background before he takes the gun home. But whether making guns harder to buy would reduce violent crime is a question of considerable controversy from all sides of the law.
Why buy a gun legitimately if you're going to go do something wrong, use the gun in the wrong manner, when you can go, like I said, out on the street and get one for maybe less and not worry about your name being on it.
Tomorrow night, we'll talk to some of the criminals who've used guns as tools of their trade. Cheryl Jones with the Project 7 report.